welcome back to episode 24 of La Pausa, a Pints and Punditry podcast here at the Pitchside Pub. And today, I'm going to make a very definitive statement that I know a lot of people are not going to like, and I do not care. Because if you are rooting for your team to lose for any reason, you are a bad fan and you are getting it wrong. And yes, I'm talking about the Tottenham fans who have been somewhat adamant that they want their team to lose against Manchester City this week just to spite Arsenal. So we're going to get into that topic today, but before we do, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me down below so you can follow the channel and all of our content. Go ahead and get in that comment section for me. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Why I'm wrong, why I don't get it. Probably because I'm American. It's nothing I haven't heard before. You are still wrong. But get down in that comment section. Let me know what you think. You can hit me up on Twitter. Yell at me there as well, at Pitchside Pub. And of course, check out the website, pitchsidepub.com. So we've got one of these weird scenarios where fans might be rooting against their club, or they feel sort of inclined to, because Tottenham Hotspur, who is on the cusp of a Champions League spot, it's an outside chance they're probably not going to get to that fourth spot in the table, but there's still a chance. And they're taking on Manchester City, who obviously, if you don't want Arsenal to win, you need Manchester City to win out. Right, so anybody who's an Arsenal hater needs Manchester City to run the table, which is a weird feeling to have people actively rooting for Manchester City because they're generally the club that everybody loves to hate. But in this case, the Spurs are going to be on the Manchester City bandwagon simply out of spite to Arsenal. The hatred is that strong towards the dreaded Arsenal, the rivals, and I get it. I get rivalries. I get hatred. It's a part of sports. It's a beautiful part of sports. Hating your rivals and never wanting to see them succeed. But not at your own expense. And that's where the line has to be drawn. And it's been taken so far. Now, it's been taken so far because Ange Postecoglou, the Spurs manager, was actually asked about it. Was actually asked about the concept of not playing to win just to spite Arsenal. And God, this is why I love Ange. Because he looked at the media and just dumbfounded. Like, how could you possibly ask me anything so stupid? And he's right. Now, it's one thing if fans, in the back of their minds, deep in their hearts, are like, well, a loss here wouldn't be so bad because at least we'd stick it to Arsenal. Fine. But no players think like that. No coach thinks like that. No coach in his right mind would ever have his team go out and throw a game just to spite their rival. So to ask the manager, even if you're not asking, are you going to do that? But if you're just saying, what are your thoughts on this? What do you expect him to say? Oh, yeah, mate, we're going to go ahead and let Manchester City run roughshod all over us just to spite the Gunners because we hate them that much. No, he's not going to say that. And it's not his approach. It's not what's going to happen in the game. If you want your team to lose, which you should not, then you just have to go and hope that Manchester City's the better squad, which they are. So you're probably going to get your wish. But man, you talk about bad karma, bad jujus, and just not understanding how anything works. There's so many problems with this. One, we've talked about this in other videos. Fans always want the players and the manager to have the same emotional investment in the club that they do. And that's just simply not the case. Postecoglou's been there for, 8 months? A bunch of the players have been there for a year or two, but they don't have too many long-time players anymore. Harry Kane's gone. A guy like Son is still there, but does he have that born in your soul hatred for Arsenal? No, the guy's from South Korea. He's not from London. So he doesn't have that hatred that you have for that club. Now, he may have grown it over the years, but it's not there. They understand rivalries, but it's a business to these players. And so they have to go about their business. They have goals to score. They have bonuses to get. They have a roster to make for next year. So that to think that the players would actually go along with this, it shows a complete lack of understanding. And if you are a fan who thinks the players would actually lay down just to spite your rival, you really don't understand professional sports. You do not understand athletes. You clearly were not an athlete. And you really need to reevaluate what you think is happening behind closed doors there, because you really just don't get it. But bigger picture, right? And that would go for any club, any rivalry, that's not specific to Spurs Arsenal. But the second point is, Spurs, this is why you're always the little brother. This is why you're the sixth of the big six. This is why you're the club that can't ever win. Because this is your mentality, your fans. This is your fans' mentality. You are more concerned with the misery of others. You are more concerned with the hatred of a rival than with your own success. That is why you fail. That is why the club fails. That's why the reputation, it becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy as never winning, getting close but never winning, because you are more obsessed with the hatred of your rival than with your own success. You want to piss off Arsenal fans? Beat them. Be better. That's the way to piss them off. That's the way to make them suffer. Beat them. Finish higher in the table than them. Beat them head to head. This is just little brother syndrome. This is little brother, and I've seen this in sports for years. When you've got, the Yankees and Red Sox are a rival, and then you've got the Baltimore Orioles down there in little old Baltimore, always feeling like they're the second fiddle. You know why? Because they are, right? And the Yankees would come to town, and the Orioles would say, "Oh, this is a big rivalry game," and the Yankees would go, "No, it's not. No, our rivals are in Boston." Arsenal's looking at Tottenham like, "Yeah, okay, we're not worried about you. Obviously, I know that's a massive rivalry in London, but you're not on their radar because you're not in their league yet." And that's where you need to get to. And I think a guy like Ange can get you there. And I think the club is heading in the right direction. But you got to get over this little brother syndrome. You got to get over this woe is me. We hate them, and we're Tottenham, and we always come up short. And it's your fault. It's your fault as fans. And if you are actively rooting for your club to lose what could be a massive statement win, if they were to beat Manchester City, talk about gaining some momentum for next season and making a statement and having some young players gain some incredible experience to beat the mighty Manchester City and be the ones who knocked them off the throne. I mean, my God, you haven't had much to play for in the past couple months. You got a chance to upset the entire league, to throw a stick of dynamite in the damn water. And you want your club to go lose on purpose instead, just so the fans you don't like can't be happy? Boy, you're doing this wrong. If that's your mentality as a fan, you're doing it wrong. And that's not an American thing versus an English thing. It's not that I don't understand rivalries. I've been a part of big rivalries. I've been on both sides of them. You want to beat those guys. But if you are rooting for them to be miserable more than your own success, you are not doing fandom right. And that is for any sport, any rivalry, any team, in any country, anywhere. You want to beat Arsenal. You want to piss their fans off. Finish higher in the table than them. Go beat them. Till then, go out and play your game. And that's exactly what Ange is going to do. He's going to have those guys ready. We'll see how it plays out. Tottenham fans will probably get what they want, which is a Man City victory. But if you're enjoying that too much, you're not a fan. I catch all kinds of crap for being an American football fan saying I don't get it. At least I'm not rooting for my team to lose. I would never. I don't care who else that means they win. I don't care. I want my team to win every game. I'm competitive like that. You should be too as a fan. Get down in that comment section. Let me know what you think. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. But make a better case than you don't get it. You're American, because that one's tired already. And just let me know what you think. I'd love to hear an actual argument for this besides, well, we just don't like Arsenal. So get down in that comment section. Let me know what you think. Leave some comments on Twitter at PitchsidePub. While you're doing all that, make sure you subscribe to the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notifications, turn them on for me, like the video, and of course, check out our website, pitchsidepub.com. Thanks, as always, for joining us here on Pints and Punditry at the Pitchside Pub.